house, that is Bell Harbor. I bought Lennox Mall for my brothers. Oh, your bag, tote the cutter. I got it out the field, fuck Russell. Going as L'Oreal about the paddock, and going as Jordan, that's dead. Elite water trying to drown a bitch. It's a habit tricking on a bitch. Shit, I'm thinking I'm crippin' a pimp. Shit, I'm cooking up dope like a dump. Shit, that Herfer's gon' sit nigga trim. Shit, I'm floating them out in the blimp. Shit, it look like I'm swimming in glass. Shit, I turn on my bitch cause she bad. Shit, I'm making my ex nigga mad. Shit, they go for them chemicals mad. Real nigga learn up, in the bag. Piping a bitch and they nail like I can. Turn up the shooters with switches go bad. They with some scammers, my dog was a pain. Trapping no rapping, my dog, he fall off. No capping, no bound.
Mr. White. All right, let's get on the record. This is cause number F25-00179, style the state of Texas versus Kewon White. That's your name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are both sides ready to proceed with the trial this morning?
Case ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Let's go.
All rise.
You all may be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for being here. Earlier, you know, traffic was impossible this morning, but you all made it here. And thank you so much for your patience. All right, so today, this trial will start in earnest. First, I'm going to have the state present the indictment.
Thank you, Your Honor. I proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the indictment. Provides the defendant notice and outlines the elements that the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Indictment number F25-00179. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, the grand jury of Dallas County, state of Texas, duly organized at the January term AD 2025, the criminal district court number 4, for said county, upon its oath, do present in and to said county at said time that Kewon White, hereinafter called defendant, on or about the 11th day of November 2020, in the county of Dallas, state of Texas, did then and there, intentionally and knowingly, cause the death of Melvin Noble, an individual hereinafter called deceased, by shooting deceased with a firearm, a deadly weapon. And the said defendant did then and there cause the death of the deceased for remuneration and the promise of remuneration from Marquise Conway, namely the United States currency, against the peace and dignity of the state, signed by foreman of the grand jury.
Thank you. And to this indictment, what is Mr. White's plea?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Mr. White pleads not guilty.
Thank you. Does the state intend to make opening?
We would, Your Honor.
Okay. How many minutes do you need? 15?
That should be sufficient, Your
All
Honor.
right.
Thank you. May I proceed?
15.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's been a long 2 days to start. The 14 of y'all are the ones that could hear the facts and evidence that are going to come from that witness stand. And for that, we are thankful. You've heard a lot about the law. And I'm going to try and give you a roadmap now of what I believe the evidence and the witness testimony is going to show you over the next 2 weeks. And it boils down to one simple thing. There was a hitman on the highway. And that hitman was the defendant, Kewon White. This case took place right around noon on November 11th, 2020, on I-35 as you approach into downtown Dallas, right before you get to the zoo. A man jumps out of a black Camaro after stopping at noon, broad daylight, cars all over the freeway. The victim, in a gold Honda, gets out of his car, tries to go to the passenger side looking for something, realizes there's nothing there or can't get to it in time. He takes off running. And it's not just my words, you're going to see it. Because a Kroger truck had a dash cam. And you will get to see the last seconds of Melvin Noble's life, as that man chased him down with a ski mask and hunted him like an animal. You're going to hear from witnesses who were on that highway. You're going to see some of their photos and see what appears to be Mr. Noble take even his last few breaths. But it wasn't just about that day. In fact, the defendant, at about 6 p.m. the night before, had gone over to the Arroyo Apartments in West Dallas. And he sat there and stalked Mr. Noble like an animal. And then about 11:45 the next day, you'll see surveillance video of both of them leaving, going down Ledbetter, and then getting on the highway. What you're going to come to find out is Melvin Noble was known, not just in Dallas, not just in the state, but nationally and internationally, for his amazing talents as a rapper, an artist, but he was so much more than that. He was a son, he was a brother, and he was a father. What you're also going to learn is that in the years leading up to 2020, there was a beef that was going on in Dallas, Texas, between really two rising stars in the rap scene, a third rapper, I guess, and Trap Boy Freddy. But there was a beef between Melvin Noble, our victim, also known as MO3, or Bubba, as his family calls him, and Yellow Beezy. Real name is Marquise Conway. You're going to hear testimony, and there's, as the defense told you yesterday in Board IRA, there's terabytes and terabytes and 250 witnesses. I promise I respect y'all's time enough to not call 250 witnesses. I'm going to try and call just the right amount for y'all to have everything that you need to go back there and find the defendant guilty of capital murder. But it will take some time to develop it. There'll be people from Dallas Police Department, Dallas Fire and Rescue. There'll be experts on cell phone mapping, cell phone extraction. You'll see financial records. You'll hear from the FBI. You're going to hear from the ATF. You're going to hear from Ms. Noble. And what I want you to remember was yesterday, from those of you that had board IR yesterday, 2 days ago, for those of you who had it 2 days ago, was I want you to remember that puzzle that Ms. Biggins put up and talked about the pieces. And I think it's important. I don't typically like to use that example, but in this case, more than any other, I think it's important. Because you're going to hear a lot of evidence that at the moment might not make sense to you. And that's okay. Just know that if it's being brought forward, it's being brought forward for a reason. So over the next week, week and a half, know that every piece we bring, every witness, it will tie in at the end. And I'm just asking that you be patient with us and know that we have a lot to get through in the years that came before this and the investigation that took place in November of 2020 and the following investigation afterwards. You will have no doubt that it was the defendant that day. And that after he killed Melvin Noble, Bubba, he went and burned up his clothes. A week later, he tries to get out of town. You're going to hear from him on a call where he talks about just being paid $20,000. And ultimately, when he speaks to Detective Barnes, who's a task force officer with the ATF, and he sits down with Mr. White, you're going to hear that unprovoked, when asked about why does he think Melvin Noble was killed, he's going to bring up Yellow BZ and the beef because he knows. Now, he will distance himself from his involvement, but you're going to see text messages. You're going to see videos. You're going to see interviews. When we talk about those pieces of the puzzle, and as you put them together, as this all comes together, there's going to be only one just verdict. And I want you to remember those questions about who would you hire? Why would you hire them? And when you watch some of these videos, who would do and act like this? And what would cause a person to do this in broad daylight with no regard for anybody else on that highway and who else they may encounter? At the end of this, we're going to ask that you return the only just verdict in this case. That's a verdict guilty on capital murder. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the defense wish to make another statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
May it please the court. Counsel. If there is one thing that we can agree on, it's that no one likes to be used. No one likes to be misled. And the evidence that the state is going to present to you is going to have you, the jurors, making leaps of faith. But I submit to you that this is not a church, this is a courtroom, and the law demands evidence. You're going to see that the state's case is riddled with speculations, assumptions, and flawed conclusions. Now, in Ward R, we talked to you a lot about beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the state's verdict. They bought the indictment, they have to prove it. It's their capital murder case that is on trial. What are they going to be able to prove to you? It is not for you to use your imagination to help bridge the gap of their evidence. It is for you to demand that they bring you the evidence and close the gaps for you. Now you're going to hear, and I agree with the state, you're going to hear lots of information. But amassing information does not mean that the state has proven its case. You're going to hear about videos, social media, associations, friendships, rivalries, enemies. You're You're gonna hear about rap lyrics, cars. I submit to you, you're gonna hear a lot of information. But that doesn't mean the state has proven this case. This feud goes back to 2017. And Melvin Noble, who was the decedent, was initially the instigator of this feud. And you're gonna hear information or evidence that he was upset that he was not included in a song called Six Pick that other local rappers from Dallas was included in. And this is how it all gets started. And you're gonna hear that Melvin Noble had many people that didn't like him. And based on his rap lyrics, you're gonna hear that he had many people that he antagonized. And just like the state said, Trap Word Freddy was one of them. You're also gonna hear, ladies and gentlemen, about credible witnesses. We talked about that. You're gonna hear some personal witnesses that it's gonna be incumbent that you use your independent judgment, because each of you independently have to decide the facts of this case. And I want you to question your motivations. What do they have to gain? What do they have to lose? Because that's gonna be highly important here. You're also gonna hear, and I wanna spend a little bit of time on Detective Barnes. He's the lead investigator on this case. And he's gonna tell you that he's been looking into this because there's been several shootings and several homicides connected to the Dallas rap scene. And he had a lot of unsolved murders related to this case on his desk. The problem with that is that as he started to amass this accumulation of evidence, this 20 terabytes, this shift in his investigation of evidence was shown. Stopped being what is the evidence prove, and it started being the statement, let me make all this evidence fit into my theory. And that's where you come in. That's where they want you to come in. To make the untethered, disconnected, and flawed conclusions connect for them. They want you to speculate and make assumptions. But every time you speculate, remember we talked about presumption of innocence? That erodes Mr. Wright's presumption of innocence every time you speculate. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear a lot about this case. We ask that you keep an open mind. We ask that you always think of his presumption of innocence. We ask that if every time you speculate, say, what is the state trying to prove to me? And what is it really inferring? What do they want me to infer? What is the evidence really show? Because that's important here. Because they're going to want you to interpret rap lyrics from years before. They're going to want you to interpret phone conversations. They're going to say that associations just by meeting up is a connection. Simple things. People who have known each other since high school, years, just because they met up one day. That's going to be indicative of something that related to this capital murder. You will see that all the evidence, whether it's the text messages, photographs, phone calls, communications, meetups, associations, in their eyes, their theory has become totally focused, and everything in Detective Barnes' eyes and the state's eyes has now confirmed that a capital murder has come, and this is why we're here. But we ask you not to let them do that. Not to let them speculate, not to let them use this untethered information. After you hear all the evidence, and I submit you'll probably be here 2 weeks, we're going to stand before you and we're going to ask that you find Mr. White not guilty of capital murder. Because the state will not be able to prove his case with credible, reliable, and trustworthy evidence that anyone, Marquise Conway, specifically that's named in the indictment, gave Kewon White payment or promise to pay or promise for payment for Melvin Noble's death. And all the evidence that the state has is mere speculation, assumptions, and flawed conclusions.
I'm back, yeah.
Very much.
I'm
Very
back,
much.
yeah.
We're gonna actually find. Thank you.
Thank you. Does he decide, which to invoke the rule?
Yes, Your Honor, depends what invoke the rule at this time.
Okay. All right, both sides are instructed to tell their witnesses, both their witnesses on the list, potential witnesses, not to remain in the courtroom while testimony is going on, and not to discuss each other's testimony with anybody, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
The state lady, call the first witness.
Yes, Your Honor. State will call Ms. Melvin Noble.
Uh-oh. Make sure y'all double tapping that screen, man.
Just want to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, that will be done? Thank you. State may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. You nervous? Would you mind?
Of course, you're gonna be nervous.
Introducing yourself to this jury, and spelling your name for the court reporter.
My name is Nicole Noble, that's Nichole, last name Noble. I'm the mother of Melvin Noble.
You need to take a second. I know, why are you nervous this morning?
This has been a long time coming.
And again, if you need to take a break, compose yourself, that's perfectly fine. And I just want to kind of start with some of the basics. Where are you from?
We're from McKinney, Texas.
And when you say we're from McKinney, Texas, how many, do you have a husband? Are you married? Been married? Do you have kids? Tell me a little bit about your family.
I have an ex-husband,
Okay.
Melvin's dad, but I am the mother of two. I have two boys. Melvin was my oldest. I also have a youngest son that's still with us,
And what's his name?
Corey Simpson.
And as far as your ex, not trying to bring that up, but what was his name?
Melvin Senior, Melvin Noble Senior.
Okay, so Melvin, who we're gonna be talking about during this trial, he was a junior.
Yes.
What was Melvin's birthday?
He was born May 31st, 1992.
And I know I've been referring to him as Melvin Noble, and I've said MO3, but what did you call him as his mother?
I call him the Melvin, but the whole family, he's Bubba. He's Uncle Bubba. He's Bubba to the family, but he's Lil Melvin to me forever.
And just, if you wouldn't mind, I know this church heard a little bit just from opening statements about what he did professionally, but can you tell us a little bit about how Melvin got into rap? How did that career take off? Like, when did he begin rapping or singing?
I would say he was born into music, so he's been singing all his life. He could hold 2-part harmonies at the age of 2, but rapping, I would say maybe about 7, 8. I can remember him writing his first rap on an Easter program. We used to have Easter programs, so he wrote his first rap on the Easter program.
And when you say on the Easter program, that was at the church?
At the church.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, your name.
Now, Ms. Noble, in the past few years that you and I have gotten to know each other, I asked for you to provide me with some photos, and I appreciate you provided me with quite a few, and I appreciated that. But State's Exhibit 1, State's Exhibit number 2, and State's Exhibit 3. Are those photos that you provided to me?
Yes.
And those are kind of the ones we picked out to kind of discuss your son. All right, State would offer State's Exhibit number 1, 2, and 3 previously tendered to the Defense Council for inspection, but tendering again.
There's no objection, Your Honor.
State's Exhibits 1, 2, and 3 are admitted for all purposes.
Ms. Noble, I want to start with number 2. I kind of went back and forth for a little while. If you wouldn't mind, I know there was a story behind State's Exhibit 2. Can you tell the jury just a little bit about State's Exhibit number 2?
This photo was the last photo of my birthday when I was 48. So that's why that one meant so much, because he sent me on a trip to Vegas, and that was our picture before I got on the plane. And that was that was my last birthday with him.
And what year was that photo taken?
In 2019.
So this was not too far before the time when he was actually murdered, correct?
Well, that was December 2019.
So the next year, the following year.
The following year, it was my birthday. He didn't make it to my birthday the following year.
Gotcha. And Your Honor, permission to publish State's Exhibits 1, 2, and 3. If I forgot, I apologize.
You may.
Thank you. State's Exhibit number 1, and I know it's kind of hard, but look all the way there. When was this photo taken?
That one was taken in 2019 as well, of him and the kids. That was 2019 as well.
And are these his babies?
Those are his kids.
Okay. And just, if you wouldn't mind, would you mind sharing who they are?
The boy that's
Mama Nicole.
His oldest.
It's MO3's mom, y'all. That's MO3's mom.
The next one in the baby is Malia Nicole.
So Malaysia on the far left.
Yes.
And how old are they now?
They are 7, 8, and 9.
Can you just kind of let the jury know just a little bit about Melvin or Bubba, just not the star rapper. What would you like to know, or the jury to know about him as a person?
Well, he was a family man. He loved his family. He loved his mama. I know that. But he was Lil Melvin and Bubba to us. It was never MO3 at home, because it wasn't about rap at home. It was always, like I said, Bubba. He loved to make the family laugh. He was gonna be the clown. He was always our entertainment. He could turn any kind of day. I mean, we could be having a bad day, and he gonna make it good. And he was just my baby. He was my baby. It was, I never referred to him as MO3 till after he died, and he's still a Melvin, but it was never that.
Little Melvin, man.
He liked to play Connect Four. He liked to sing. We did all of that at home. Like I said, he was our entertainment. Every holiday, every family gathering, it's gonna be him.
And so he began his love of music at an early age.
As a baby.
And
Crazy
sang
work.
in church.
Yes.
In fact, you still sing in the church, is that right?
I was a choir director, and so my kids, when nobody else wanted to sing, my kids had to sing. And
And as he got older,
Hey, that's
is that when he
crazy.
found the love and passion for rapping?
Hey, that's crazy.
like I said, he always did it. He always did the music. He just, I gotta say, it saw fit for him to, what I say, make it, because, you know, everybody around us wanted to rap and sing, and he made it. That's, in our eyes, he made it.
And your ex-husband, Melvin Senior, both of y'all sang, is that fair?
Yes.
So in State's Exhibit number 3, is this a photo of your son Melvin Noble performing?
Yes.
And the name MO3, I know a lot of people pronounce it wrong or say it wrong or spell it wrong, but where does MO3 come from?
His dad used to be called Triple L Cool Bell. And
What?
Cool Melvin.
Melvin took his name. That's all I can tell him. I told him all the time, you took your daddy's name. So he said he's a Mo of 3. So his daddy was already called 3. So he went from Lil 3 to he's Mo 3.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and that stuck. I mean, that was
Okay.
until his last day on earth. And
R.I.P. to Mo 3, man. Long live 3.
October of 2020, I'm sure the jury remembers, but we were in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. But was he still traveling a bunch and still?
Make sure y'all double tapping that screen for me, man.
That I knew that he was.
Okay. And here on my approach. Information to move about freely throughout the testimony.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to share what's been marked as State's Exhibit 998. That's previously been admitted for record purposes. Just a calendar of the months of October 2020, November 2020, and December 2020. Do you remember this time period of those dates? I mean, you remember this year?
I remember.
State would offer State's Exhibit 998, previously tendered to defense for all purposes.
May I just review that? I'm sorry. No objection.
All right, State's Exhibit 998 is admitted for all purposes.
And Your Honor, State would offer State's Exhibit 999 for demonstrative purposes only.
And what is 999?
It's the same calendar that's on 998,
Just a bigger.
Yes,
version?
correct.
Okay.
And there appears to be things on there that maybe can be removed at some point, so it's not just blank. I don't know what's under there.
There's nothing in there. That's all correct.
Okay, all right, then I don't have objection to 999.
All right, State's Exhibit 999 is admitted for demonstrative purposes.
Now, back in November of 2020. Yeah, I'm just showing you a smaller photo here of State's Exhibit 2 that we've already published. You see that? I'm gonna put that over here on State's Exhibit 999. Just a smaller picture for now of the family.
Yeah, Your Honor, I'm so sorry. Can we just scoot it back so that we can see what's being placed on there?
Will the jury be able to see what's on it from that far back? Okay. You can scoot it back a little bit. The jury said they'll be able to see.
And the full-size photo is already in evidence, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. White cannot see the board.
Are you able to fit it over there by the door?
I'll try. For now, Your Honor, I think that'll work.
Okay, can the jury, see that? Okay, good.
Excellent. Now, how did you find out, or when did you learn that your son had been killed?
Well, my baby boy called me. He called me and told me that he had been shot. I then went to the hospital, and after being there about 2 hours, they came and told me that he didn't make it.
November 11th of 2020.
November 11th, 2020.
Sorry. And so approximately what time did you?
It was about, I'd say about 11, maybe about between 11:45 and 12 noon.
Okay. And
Teron, I'm back, man. I'm back, man.
What had you learned at that moment?
I almost forgot
Did you
about
know
this
he was
shit.
alive or-
No, when I got
I had
the
to
call,
hurry up and get out so I could get back to this.
When you received this call, where did you go?
I went to, I think we were at the Methodist Hospital here in Dallas.
And when you arrived there,
I got
was there anybody
y'all.
else there with you?
I came by myself, but the hospital was full of people. But yeah, at the house, I was there. I went by myself, but the hospital was full of people already.
Okay. When you say full of people because he had been shot?
Yes.
And when you arrived at the hospital, were you able to go back and see him, or what happened when you first
When I
arrived?
first got to the hospital, I went in, I asked for them. They put me in a room. They told me to wait on the doctor. So I was waiting on the doctor. And like I said, it forever about 2 hours. And when the detectives and everybody came back, then they came in to tell me that he didn't make it.
And was that a couple hours after?
It was a couple hours after I got there. I had been there a couple hours.
Now, on November 11th, that he was and I know you're,
Yes.
but as a mother, that wasn't something that you were privy to or knew about.
Mhm.
That's his Bob. That's his Bob. I got a short with us singing at his gravesite, nigga. That's like one of my biggest shorts that I did when I
It's been
first
like
started
over
doing this shit.
almost 6 years.
These are church people.
Before I go through this last exhibit, is there just anything that I've forgotten to ask you that you think is important for me to ask you about what took place in those days, and what you remember from the 11th? if the jury was no.
And I apologize, Your Honor, I'm gonna just object to that as this is question and answer and not narrative.
Hmm.
Just a reminder, how old was your son in 2020?
It was 28.
And how old were his children?
They were 1, 2, and 3.
Ms. Noble, give a
Breadwinner, salute.
Fisherman.
thank you, Your Honor. May I proceed? Now,
This shit.
Ms. Noble, you have a support group here with you. Is that part of your family?
Yes.
Who all is here with you here in the courtroom?
My brothers, my sister-in-law, my nephew, my friends.
And when we met the other day, or a couple weeks ago, I guess, you'd had some questions about the murder itself and how his body was. Is that fair?
Mm.
And you wanted to see a couple of things just to get a better understanding of how he was shot. Is that fair? Now I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 4. You've previously seen it, and I'm just going to show it to you just briefly. And is that your son?
Yes.
And that was after he passed?
Yes.
Can you describe State's Exhibit 4 for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. State's Exhibit number 4, State Office State's Exhibit number 4 for all purposes, which is the living photo, or the identification photo, excuse me, not live photo, identification photo after Mr. Noble had passed, that was taken at Swift's.
Any objections?
The defense stipulates to, but
State's Exhibit number 4 is admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may.
Thank you. And Your Honor, I'll be publishing that through the medical examiner to testify later.
That's fine, later on.
Yes, Your Honor. Not with Ms. Noble on stand. All right, thank you, Ms. Noble. Last word.
All right, defense.
thank you. Good morning, Ms. Noble. My name is Bree West. I'm gonna just ask you a few questions. If there's anything that I ask you that you don't understand or is confusing, just ask me to rephrase it or repeat it. Is that okay? Okay, so Melvin Noble is your son,
Yes.
and he, obviously you guys were very close, it sounds like, is that right?
Yes.
Clearly you loved him, you talked about all the different family things that you did at home, is that right?
Yes.
And how he would spend time with you and at your home and play games and things like that, is that right?
Yes.
And then I also heard you say that Melvin was a different person when he was at home, is that correct?
Yes. Well, yes.
Yes, he was your son when he was at home, is that right? Yes. And in fact, you said that you never even called him MO3, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you didn't, like none of the MO3 persona was inside of your home.
Right.
And therefore, you didn't have any information about things that may have been going on as it relates to the persona MO3. Is that fair?
Well, I mean, as far as when you're saying anything going on, beef, no. Now, we did listen to some of his music. at home.
Sure, I mean,
So, you know,
you're-
we have a.
You're gonna be supportive.
Yes.
Finish the answer. Go ahead.
Yes, I mean, we did, like I said, So you're saying not knowing anything about the MO3? Yes, we
And-
listen to his music at
And let me
certain- but
pause.
not like,
Let me stop you just 1 second. I think that I didn't ask a good question. Of course, I assume and believe that you would have supported your son's career, is that right? And that you would have bought his music, listened to his music, all of the things, is that right? Okay. I'm talking about MO3, the performer and the persona. That person, what I understood you to say, wasn't somebody that you spent time with, is that right? You spent time
because
with,
he wasn't rapping at home with us. He
right,
wasn't at home performing for us rapping. He did that when he was little, not when he became MO3 the rapper. No, he wasn't doing that at home with us.
okay. And so when he became MO3 the rapper, would you agree with me that MO3 the rapper was a persona that he put out into the world?
Yes,
And that he did, he grew that persona on social media. Would you agree with that?
yes,
And that he grew it through performing, and sort of online. Is that fair?
yes,
And that because that persona was separate from you, you didn't necessarily know a lot of the things that the persona had going on. Is that fair?
yes.
In terms of any, sort of any issues that the persona, MO3, had going on. Is that fair?
Yes, correct.
Or, for example, were you aware?
I'm gonna object. She said she had no awareness of the persona or anything going on with the persona. So I think going into 4 examples of them, she said she doesn't. She already answered it.
And I just want to make sure that because it's such a generalized question, I just want to clarify whether or not there's any information that she does in fact know.
Let's tailor it down to what she does know.
Specifically.
Okay.
So you perhaps didn't know about the issues or the problems or the instigation or whatever it is that MO3, the artist, had. Is that what I heard you say?
Correct.
Okay. But you are aware that there was some conflict and some tension between him and his manager, Rainwater. Is that right?
There's-
Whoa.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Oh.
Okay.
What you-
Oh.
That there were issues
Oh.
between him and his manager, Rainwater, that have extended into issues that you have with his ex-manager, Rainwater.
I'm gonna object for real.
As to like, what the hell is she talking about? On the stand. Wow, guys.
Can we approach briefly?
Give me.
Okay, so what you're saying is, ma'am, that the difficulties that your son had with Go Yayo, Brandon Rainwater, Trap Boy Freddy, Beto, Gunna Music, the issues and the beefs and the problems that you have with all of those people, you're not aware of this.
No, I didn't know any of those people until he died, except Raymond.
Okay. And so what you now know is that there were disagreements with a bunch of different people and the persona make MO3 and the performer MO3.
Again, he wasn't here, so I still don't really know what's to be true and what's not to be true, because again, before he died, I knew none of those people. I knew none of nobody before he died.
And my question is that what you now have learned is that with the performer MO3, there were conflicts and issues with a bunch of different people.
I've seen that on social media.
And so before, and you don't know anybody named Kewon White, is that right?
I did not know.
And you don't know, you weren't present on the highway on November 11th. You don't know anything that led up to November 11th, is that right? You don't know anything that was existing between any of those rainwater, any of those people and the persona MO3 prior to that, is that right?
Hell no.
And Melvin didn't have an issue that I know of, so I don't know what you're asking. You saying that what's the question again? Because they didn't have an issue as far as I know of.
Right, and I guess that's my question, that you weren't aware of that.
No.
Okay, but you don't know that there wasn't an issue.
Right.
Right.
Ooh wee, man, this shit
Are
gets
you
sticky
aware
already. She going for the juggler out the gate.
Her son would argue about that. She's testified multiple times. She's not aware of any of these people or any of these.
She don't even know these people, so why is you steady questioning her?
Going down this rabbit hole.
And I apologize, Your Honor.
Get her.
Learning about the persona of MO3 and the person of MO3, and there was a lot of information put out about that. So I'm just asking for questions following that. On that.
And I think she's responded that he was this person at home to them. And she does not, are you listening, counsel? That she
Yeah.
does not know any of these.
Yeah.
Or about any beefs. And so she's not aware.
Say she don't know shit about
any of
that.
this, information.
Okay,
So, go ahead, with that in mind,
that Melvin Noble had come back, that he was in LA prior to November 11th, is that right?
Yes.
And that you believed that he was in LA at least all the way through November 11th, is that right?
Well, I knew he was coming back November 11th.
Or yes, thank you for correcting me, coming back November 11th, you knew that.
Yes.
But you later learned that he had come back before November 11th, is that right?
After he died.
And do you know who he was traveling with when he was in LA?
Him and Rain.
Okay.
And Rain.
Do you know whether or not Mr. Rainwater traveled back with him?
I don't know.
Do you know whether or not he was present with him
I don't know.
anytime?
I don't know.
Okay, and I the only thing is, this young lady has to write down everything that we're saying,
Okay.
and so that's why it's different. I don't want to talk over you, and I don't want you to talk over me. And so my question is, do you know whether or not when he returned early, whether or not anybody knew, other than the person he was traveling with, that he was coming back early?
No, I don't know.
You said that you did listen to his music. Is that right?
Yes, the part
And you-
when he wasn't cussing.
Okay.
She say when he
So
wasn't
did
cussing.
you allow
These
him
are
to do
church
that
people,
customer
man.
thing?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. And so are you aware of
Dickhead ass
the-
DA.
content and things that he was rapping about in his music?
Now, but before he died, no.
Yeah, he might get
A
off.
lot of it I listened
I
to.
think he might get off
And
too.
so are you aware that his rap songs are?
These niggas don't
talking
tell.
about
He gonna get out.
money and
He gonna walk, Bobby.
shootings and drugs
Yes.
and all of that kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. And with that part of MO3, you didn't know?
No,
But you are not saying that that's not a part of MO3 that existed since he rapped about it?
that's not him with me.
Okay. And I think you already answered this, but I want to make sure that you're saying that you're not aware of any conflicts that he had with anyone.
I don't know.
Okay, and I just want to make sure that I understood that. And so you don't know anything about a conflict with the Marquise Conway? That you didn't know that? I mean, maybe after the fact, but you didn't know that at the time, is that right?
Correct.
And so you don't know any of the relationships or the connections between any people?
Objection,
No.
Your Honor, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Ms. Noble, we're sorry for your loss. Thank you.
You pass the witness.
Yes.
And state,
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor. This witness finally be excused.
state, defense,
No, Your Honor, we'd like to.
the opportunity. Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Noble, you can step down for now, but please don't leave in case, the defense wants to call you, okay? Thank you.
Your Honor, can we approach?
Yes, you may. Y'all can go back to your seats, please. State podium next one.
State will call Ms. Hopkins.
Ms. Hopkins, please raise your hand for me. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Please. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please introduce yourself and spell your last name for the court reporter?
Yes, Tamitha Hopkins, Hopkins.
And Ms. Hopkins,
Spell your first name, please.
Tamitha, Tamatha.
Thank you.
and, Ms. Hopkins, is it fair you don't particularly want to be here today?
That's correct.
But you've been subpoenaed and we've met, I think, twice now. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Well, I do appreciate you being here. I want to, just a couple of questions. Are you nervous?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we start getting into some things. Where are you from generally?
I'm from the Dallas area
And how long have you lived generally in this area?
since 1991.
And as far as here for, it's really only regarding one part of this case. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
I see
Now,
it.
November of 2020,
I
are you
see
familiar with
it.
that date?
Yes.
I see it.
And
but
what were you doing on November 11th?
again, it's a female.
I was en route to car dealership.
And what roadway were you on
That shit be kicking me out for nothing, dog. Well, I don't like StreamYard. This shit weak.
All right. Now, State's Exhibit number 45, zoomed out view of kind of southern Dallas County. Do you see that?
Yes,
And then on the left-hand side, we see a kind of a fork in the middle of two highways that come together.
Mhm.
Is that where 67 and 35 combine?
yes,
All right. You're on I-35 heading north, and this is November 11th, 2020. What did you observe that day, or did you observe anything?
well, I observed, right when I was exiting 20 to get on 35, I noticed a black vehicle coming up, approaching pretty quickly behind me from like the DeSoto area.
And what time of day was this that you were on 35?
It had to been 10:30 or 11-ish, I
Okay.
think.
It was almost 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, I remember I had a car appointment, so I think it was at 11, so, or something like that, so,
Okay. Middle of the day.
yes.
Now, can you describe at that time, 35, I know is always under construction, but specifically at that time period, State's Exhibit 46, we see here, that is not,
I ain't
Is that how
seen
the-
comments.
how we looked back in 2020 with clean roadways and
No,
everything?
no.
Okay. What was particularly going on in this area?
I know there was a lot of construction near the zoo area, right before the zoo. Marsalis on,
And so right here in the middle of State's Exhibit 46, we see Clarendon running from the left-hand side of the screen to the right-hand side of the screen. Does that sound right?
yes.
And as you were driving north, approaching Clarendon,
Man, listen, I'm
you
not
see a
fine
black
with
car
that.
in your rearview mirror, and describe for the jury what
Nah.
you saw it doing.
And I would
Well-
just,
Nah.
I'm so sorry, man, excuse me, I would just object.
When you broke, you don't have cars. When you broke, you don't have businesses.
Well, I saw
When
the-
you
I noticed the
broke,
black
bro,
car
that
before
nigga got
right as I got on
businesses in
35.
Houston right now,
At
dog.
that point, when they were coming up pretty quickly, they were
Like,
like
I don't
changing
listen to
lanes,
no
trying to
hurt
get over
hoe.
because there was 3 of us
Everybody
at
that
first.
come for
And
South
so
is
the
heard
car,
about
the
something.
black car was trying to weave in and out of traffic.
Man, I'm not. I believe
I
the
heard the
pills,
noise behind
yes.
me
The
and
broke,
the
no,
black car was
man.
on
You
the
can
right
Google
side.
what this man is worth right now, Max. Put it in ChatGPT. Put that.
Right when I got
I'm not
on,
listening to
when
no
I
hoe who
noticed the
got
black
fired.
car.
I'm just
So
not
that
listening
was,
to no hoe who got fired, man. These hoes liars.
I'm gonna object to what she knows now.
Man, listen, man, listen. So why?
there was a
Okay,
door
so why was
on
she
the
spilling?
left, There was a truck in
Why?
the middle.
Why would
and then
she
I was on
spill
the
it,
right-hand
Max?
side,
Why would she
the far
spill it
right.
if she ain't hurt? Why would she spill it? What's she mad for? What's she mad for? What's the reason she's spilling it, Max? I'm just
I thought it
saying,
was
what
either a
is
wreck or
the
a blowout,
reason
or someone
she's
had a
spilling
blowout.
it? Man, she's a hurt hoe, man. These hoes be hurt, man. Like, I deal with hurt bitches every day, dog. These hoes be hurt, man. I'm not trying to hear no hurt hoe,
It
man.
happened pretty
Like,
quickly.
these hoes be hurt, man. I don't want to hear that shit.
I knew something was happening to the left of me.
The
And
reason
then
she
I
spilled the
saw the
beans
black
for,
car
man. I don't want to hear
kinda
no he
Had
say,
cornered
she
to
say
the
shit.
right of me. And so they came to an abrupt stop. And that's when I thought either they had been hit or had a blowout.
And what did you do when that car came?
Hear that shit.
Where were you?
We were probably right past the zoo, a couple of exits up from the zoo,
On the highway.
on the highway.
Okay.
Yes.
So when they came to a complete stop, what did you do at that moment?
I came to a stop as well.
And where was your car located on? Were you on a shoulder or was there a shoulder?
I was in the middle lane.
Okay.
I was in the middle of the highway.
Middle of I-35.
Yes.
And what did you do when you stopped? What did you do?
I let down my passenger window.
Okay. And why did you do that?
I was trying to ask the person if they were okay.
Sure. Let's make sure everything was.
hmm
When you rolled down your window, did you speak to that person and check on them?
Yes.
And what happened when you did that?
Well, the person was exiting the vehicle. He was getting out and putting the mask over his face. And when I asked if he was okay, that's when they pointed the gun at me and told me to leave. The nice.
Your Honor, if she may say what the person said to her.
You may.
He said, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here."
And did you see him? He had a mask, and did you notice anything else that he had?
He also had a gun.
Now, have you ever identified anybody or been asked to identify anybody in this case?
No.
When he said that to you, what did you do?
I left.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, you may.
Now, we've met previously and we've gone over some exhibits. Is that fair?
That's fair.
State's Exhibit number 44, do you recognize, or let me start with this. State's Exhibit 43, do you recognize that?
Yes.
And is this the 911 call that you made?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 44, does this show what was going on the highway that day when you were driving?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 748, 749, and 750. Do those come from what's in State's Exhibit 7, or excuse me, do those come from what's in State's Exhibit 44?
Photos or?
State's Exhibit 748, 49, 749, and 750 are photos from State's Exhibit 44, correct?
Yes.
And still shots that show actually your vehicle when you stopped, is that correct?
Yes.
In the video, does that accurately depict and show the events of November 11th, 2020?
Yes.
State would offer State's Exhibits 43, 44, 748, 749, 750, for all purposes, and 56, excuse me, which is a business records affidavit for the records for the video that she testified to.
And that's, that states 44?
States 44 is the video.
Okay. That's referenced in States Exhibit 56?
States 56 is the business records affidavit, and States 44 is the records for the business records affidavit.
Any objections?
May I take a witness on board? I heard briefly.
You may.
May I approach the witness?
Yes.
I just want to show you a few of these photos. Can you point out where you are?
I believe that's me there leaving.
This one
This one.
and this one
Yes.
and this one?
Correct.
Okay. What type of vehicle was that?
It's a BMW.
Okay. Thank you. No objection to the photos. No objection to Ms. Hopkins' 911 call. No objection to the video.
All right, States Exhibits 43, 44, 748, 749, 750 are admitted for all purposes, and States Exhibit 56 is admitted for record
Because I'm just showing you a smaller version of 748. I know it's very small.
Mhm.
Is that just a smaller version of it?
Yes, yes.
Permission to publish these exhibits, Your Honor. Thank you. And I apologize. How soon did you call 911?
Probably just a few seconds after I left the scene.
Yes, right on 35 North before like Marcellus, there's a guy with a assault rifle, he shot a guy in another car. And he got out and shot him some more. You said northbound 35 at where? Almost to, past Marcellus. Past Marcellus? Yes, past Marcellus, right between Marcellus and 8th Street. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly where, but this was on the freeway of 35, correct? Yes, 35 North. Okay, the man was white, black, Hispanic, and other weapons. He was a black male, light skin. He had on a sweater with a hoodie on it. It wasn't a hoodie, but on like a cheap cap, but I could see his face. His face was only covered up to like his chin. And when I thought the guy had a blowout, and I pulled up on side him, and he got out with his gun, and he told me to get the fuck away, bitch, and he pointed the gun. And that's why he had I don't know what kind of rifle it was, but it was some kind of assault rifle, and he shot like twice, and then he shot again like 4 times right towards the car. And a vehicle? He shot a vehicle? He shot at the vehicle. The vehicle stopped. I don't know if the guy got hit the first time, but the guy that was doing the shooting stopped and got out of his car and ran to the car that he shot at first. And what kind of vehicle was the suspect in? It was a black, I want to say it was a Camaro, a black Camaro, and the suspect, the victim was in like a tan 4-door sedan. I don't know what kind it was, but they were both right on side of me. Okay, we're on the right, on the left side of the freeway. On the suspect was on the far left, the fast lane, and the car, the black sports car, he came up behind us really fast, and he was zigzagging in and out to get to that car. And then he pulled up on side of it in the right lane next to us and shot him. And the car kind of spun out in front of me. That's why I thought he had a blowout. And I thought the guy was trying to stop and help him. But he wasn't. He was shooting at him. And he said it was just before Marcellus, correct? Yeah, it was between Marcellus and 8th Street. I don't know exactly. I just know that I came up on 8th Street when I called you guys. Okay. Did you guess his age, the suspect? He was probably between, I would say he's between 26 and maybe 30, 32. Okay, height, weight, anything like that can come out? He was probably around, I want to say 5'8". Like I said, he was light skinned, he had on dark clothing. He was probably around maybe 180, maybe 180. Okay. He was well built, but he wasn't a skinny dude, but he wasn't a big guy either. And the vehicle, the Camaro, did it look like a newer model, older model? Yeah, it was a newer model. You didn't have any other license plate, did you? I didn't get any other license plate. No, you're doing the job. She's doing a lot. She's giving us a lot of information. Thank you. And can I have a name? Tabitha Hopkins. Tabitha? Tamachatha. And your phone number is the 972.
Ms. Hopkins, I'm gonna stop it right there. Just to not have any of your personal information that's out there, be put out there. State's Exhibit 44, that's been previously admitted, which is going to be a dash cam video, and you've watched this, correct?
Yes.
Oh, and then Your Honor, just because it's kind of hard to see on this video, would you mind? Thank you, Judge. And Your Honor, again, just for the record, this is State's Exhibit 44. And I'm going to pause right here, if I can. There appears to be, last one, in about 1 minute, I believe, where we see the box truck and then an orange cone on the far left and a silver car. Is that your silver BMW?
Yes.
And then the two cars that are in front of you, are those the two cars that you described?
Yes.
The one on the left, which one was that?
That's the tan car that I called in on.
Okay. And the other car would, and that car was,
Witness to notate for the jury.
if you could, if you could point just above you, or, oh, yeah, you can actually circle it on that screen. Thank you, Judge, I forgot. Would you mind circling on that first where you're at?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. It works. And then the tan car that was in front of you? Okay, perfect. And then the black car you described, can you please notate that? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Judge.
You also use the hollow notation, the pencil, and not necessarily
Okay.
blur out the evidence.
Very good. Thank you, Judge. And as they were in front of you and you passed the truck that is recording, when did you first hear the first two loud sounds that you described?
It was shortly after this is when I heard the noise.
Okay. Now, Ms. Hopkins, I'm gonna want to just, at the moment we see in this video, the gold, or tan car stop and the driver get out. Where are you located and where is the black car located?
I am over in the far left, and the black car is next to me on the right.
Okay, and you testified earlier about the interaction you had with the driver of that vehicle.
Yes,
Is this the moment right here where that interaction takes place? Roughly,
roughly, yes.
in the next couple seconds
Yes.
after our press play. And I will press play here in a second. Now, when you testified, you did describe some clothing, and just for the record's purposes, you did a motion with your face, like kind of a pulling motion.
Yes,
And did you, I can't remember, did you say he was putting on a ski mask?
yes,
I know it's COVID time, a lot of us were wearing masks, but you described it as ski mask, correct?
yes. It was a full covered mask.
And I'm showing you states 751, which is just a portion of that exhibit that already came in 750.
Yes,
Does that show what the person looked like when they were getting out of their car?
yes,
And this comes from 750 that's previously been admitted. Just a closer up view to be able to see what he had on as far as on his face and the clothing.
yes.
No way for you to identify who that person was. Is that fair?
Not that I know.
Your Honor, at this time, state would offer State's Exhibit 751 for all purposes.
Your Honor, we would just object to 751 being a duplicate of a previous exhibit.
The objection is overruled. State's Exhibit 71 is admitted.
751, Your Honor.
751.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Permission to publish?
You may.
And Ms. Hopkins, again, you described the individual as having what type of firearm?
I thought it was an assault rifle. That's what I called in on.
Do you remember if the weather was cold enough that day to be wearing a ski mask?
No,
It was not.
no, it was not.
And so, I'm going to press play
Did you
here.
publish the alternate jurors?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Thank
I forgot it first. And so I'm going to press play here, and that shows the beginning interaction, and then what do you do after that interaction?
I take off at that point and call 911.
Ms. Hopkins, have you ever seen anything like this on a highway before?
No,
What was going through your mind once you realized it wasn't blood? What was going through your mind?
well, I was frightened. I thought that maybe the assailant thought that I saw his face enough to recognize with the gun pointed toward me. I didn't know if I was going to get shot or not. Afterwards, I kind of got my bearings and then, called 911. But shock.
Sure. And again, we've talked about this. You never
have
had.
to play more of the video?
No, Your Honor, sorry about that. As far as the information and description that you provided that day on the freeway, was that the extent of what you could provide?
Yes.
And this was in Dallas County, correct?
Correct.
And that's in the state of Texas.
Yes.
I'll pass it with you, Sharon.
Thank you. Ms. Hopkins, on the video that we just watched, at least in the video that we just watched, you are driving in the far left lane, right?
Correct.
And the black car is in the middle lane,
Yes.
and that black car stops, is what we saw, right?
Yes.
And it appears that you stop, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you're there for a few seconds, and then you continue to drive, is that right?
That's right.
And in the video that we just watched, you drove off before the person in the black car got out.
Before
Right.
he got all the way out. Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that the car he was putting on a mask, opening the door, pointing a gun at you, and yelling at you. And then you drove all of this sort of at the same time, but then you drove off and then he got out, is what you're saying?
He got out enough to, as I said, he was putting his mask on when he was getting out of the car.
Okay, could you see inside the car?
No,
Okay, so you don't know who else was in the car?
I don't know if anybody else was in the car.
Okay, so you don't know if anybody else was, but you don't know that there wasn't because you couldn't see inside the car.
That's correct.
Okay, because you ultimately were just driving on your way somewhere on this day.
Yes.
And you said that in the video, once the two cars passed the box truck, they were in front of you now. You said that that's when you first heard the loud pop.
Yes.
Okay, and then you continued to drive, is that right?
After the pop, yes.
After the pop. And then what you saw behind you was this gold car.
I saw the black car first.
Okay,
I noticed the black car first.
once you stopped, did you see the gold car or the tan car?
No,
Okay. Did you see the person in the tan car, what he was doing?
no,
Did you see whether or not he had gotten a gun?
no,
Did you know whether or not there was anybody coming out of the passenger side with a gun
of the gold car?
of the gold car?
No,
Of the black car?
no,
Do you know whether or not there was any other shooting?
any additional shooting?
Yes. And I think you said that you heard a couple of more shots before.
As I
you
was
went.
driving off, yes.
Okay. Do you know if there was any more shots after that?
Not that I heard.
Okay. And is that because you were obviously driven off at that point?
That's correct.
Okay. And you didn't know anything about the person in the black car,
No,
right? And you don't know who that person is, right?
no,
And you don't know who else was in the car.
I do not.
And you don't know anything about the person that was in the tan car.
No,
You don't know anything about whether those people even knew each other.
no,
You don't know whether or not there was any surrounding circumstances that precipitated this.
no,
You don't know whether or not the gold car initiated anything.
no,
You just came upon a scene and just whatever it is that you described is what you described in the time frame that you saw it.
that's correct.
And the whole time, how long do you think that was?
From the time I saw the black car or just from that interaction?
From I guess what you described like a popping sound,
That's correct.
from like the popping sound.
It happened so quickly.
15 seconds?
No, it's probably longer than 15 seconds. Maybe 20, 30 seconds.
20
It
or
was
30,
less than a minute.
less than a minute, 20 or
Yes.
30 seconds. And you said that the person in the black car had on a mask,
Was
right?
putting on a mask.
Was putting on a mask.
Correct.
But you couldn't see anything about their face, is that right?
I could see from their nose down.
Okay, and you said that you couldn't, I think you had stated earlier that you couldn't see whether or not there was markings or tattoos or anything on their face.
No, I don't think anyone asked me that.
Okay, and you described them having on dark colored clothing, is that right?
That's right.
Okay, and when you say dark colored clothing, were you talking about top and bottom?
I was talking about the top.
You were talking about the top, so when you said clothing, you didn't mean bottom.
No,
Did you describe the bottoms?
I don't believe so.
Okay, did you describe anything about the lower half of that person's clothing?
I don't believe so.
Okay, just that a mask and dark clothing is what you said.
Correct.
Okay. And then you said that, you saw an assault rifle, is that right?
Yes,
And you're not a person, I mean, are you a gun aficionado?
I am not.
Okay, so you weren't sure.
I knew it wasn't a regular gun, but I
Okay,
wasn't sure what it was. That's why I said, it seemed to be an assault rifle.
okay. You, said that you were subpoenaed to be here.
Yes,
Who subpoenaed you?
the prosecution.
Okay. And you said that, there was a lot of construction going on the highway on this day,
Correct.
and this was in November, is that
Yes.
right?
uh-huh.
Of 2020?
Yes.
Okay. And so it was not warm outside, is that right?
It was not warm outside.
Okay. And you described that that car in the video, in the foreground of the video, as just a tan four-door sedan.
Yes.
But that car also came up next to you or on the other side of you. In other words, it was close to you as well.
Yes, I was close to the tan car from the time I got on 35,
You were close to the tan car from the time that you got onto 35
from I-20, yes.
from I-20.
Mhm.
Okay. So was the tan car on I-20 with you
The tan car was on 35 already.
already?
Yes.
Okay. And as you were merging,
Correct.
you came together with the tan car?
Yes,
Okay. Do you know where the tan car was coming from?
I do not.
Okay. Do you know where the black car was coming from?
I could see as far back as Wintergreen on 35. I noticed that's where I noticed them that far back.
Okay, so the black car was coming all the way from Wintergreen and 35?
Yes. It looked like Wintergreen or like where 35, let's see, it's right before you can get off on 20 West, I believe.
Okay, so it's before or after the I-20 entrance?
Before.
Before I-20 and 35 come together,
Mhm.
you're saying you could see back past that,
Once I got on 35,
okay?
yes,
And that Wintergreen and 35 is where you saw the black car,
in that vicinity,
in
yes.
that vicinity,
Yes.
okay? But you're saying that the gold car was on 35,
Already, yes.
not knowing where it came from?
I do not know where it came from.
I mean, you don't know where the black car came from.
I don't know where it's coming from.
And how many times have you met with the prosecution?
Twice.
Okay, and when was the first time you met with them?
I don't recall.
Okay, was it in 2025?
No,
Was it before 2025?
No.
Was it in 2026?
yes.
Okay, and so both times that you've met with the prosecution has been in 2026?
To my recollection, yes.
Okay, and during those meetings, did they provide you with information about the allegations in this case?
No,
Did they tell you the name Kewon White?
I don't recall.
Did they tell you, did they say anything to you about somebody named MO3?
Yes,
Did they say anything about somebody named Melvin Noble?
yes,
Did they say anything about somebody named Marquise Conway?
yes,
Did they say anything about somebody named Yellow Beezy?
yes.
Did they give you a description of what the allegations were?
No,
They just told you those names?
yes,
And did they ask you if you knew those people?
yes.
Do you know those people?
I do not.
I think you described the person on the highway as not skinny, but not a big guy.
From what I could see, yes.
Okay. And that they were about 5'8",
I was guesstimating, yes.
okay, and about 180 pounds.
Correct.
And just finally, you don't have any idea why the shooting occurred.
I do not.
I'm gonna pass the witness this time.
State,
None further from the state.
maybe this witness be released.
No objection.
Advance, let's do a release.
Subject to recall, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you are free to step down right now, but please stay in touch with the state and the defense in case they need to recall you, okay?
So stay here.
You don't have to stay here,
Okay.
but you are under my instructions not to discuss your testimony with
Okay.
anybody else.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, would y'all like a short break? Yes? Okay, let's take a 15-minute break and be back at 11:30. 11:30.
All right.
Make sure that, I'll ask her.
Well, no, I mean, not much. Like, okay. Okay. Right. Make sure, okay, it's all there.
What did you across?
Can I do that?
Yeah, marcations.
I don't know. Can I?
Yeah.
You don't have just the video on the drive by any chance. You only have it on this, right?
Come on. Come on, man.
I'm seriously talking about.
Which I want.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So they ain't doing no tracking. Just patrol. Just patrol. Then we do what we need out of highways. And we do the total. The only time it's good traffic is patrol. We're going to, but they have there's 69 people. There's 69 of us out there right now. Oh, okay. So people have to change too? Yeah. That's tough. There's only 39 people out there. And there's 69. I'm gonna do 45 in seniority. That's crazy. You heard that? Yeah, somebody was telling me.
Yeah, they must put traffic in that. There's only 139 people up there. So shit, but all the buses just got sent out there, we got sent back to wherever they got openings.
She ain't gotta worry about red. Hopefully you can go through one.
Hopefully.
That's how it should.
Yeah, they ain't gonna how to go over. Like, no, yeah, they give me the option over the ones.
So they like, what, freeze the classes or?
They got to, we ain't got no spots. Right on the floor. That's how that sounds.
I need an approach about like, somebody's gonna acknowledge that they can't like record our consultation.
I didn't do it.
They can't film my computer, right?
What I'm seeing, what I'm seeing,
Yeah, just anybody. Nobody's allowed to film anything on council table, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Take 135. Yes. Yes. What were you saying?
Here, please let it come back in.
No, I know, I'm just practicing because I don't want it to fall over. I know, because
All right.
You can also put it up there.
You don't need to say it.
I do know the detail.
I think the best way I want it.
Yeah, we can.
May we approach briefly?
Yes. But go ahead and, bring the media person. Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure, that y'all are not able to capture what's being discussed between counsel and, defendant or between counsel from your feet? I know I've had this discussion with you all in the past, that you are not getting private conversation from council table.
I haven't heard those kind of conversations. I'm
That's
hearing,
not the question, is you're not capturing those conversations back there. Is that right?
correct.
Okay, so let's make sure that's not happening. And also that, nobody's able to capture anything from, the laptop screens
Okay.
from council. Those are just standing orders that I've had to request. I wanted to make sure, because there were concerns about that.
Okay.
Okay?
Did I do something wrong?
No, I'm
Okay.
just making sure that we're all on the same page.
Okay.
That, concern was brought up to me just now. I wanted to make sure that y'all are not doing that, right? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all need to see it. We're back on the record. The record will reflect that the defendant is present, who is present, the jurors are present and seated. State call your next one.
State calls Tracy Kaplan.
Please raise your right hand. You swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. State your name.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please state your name and spell it for the record?
Hi, Marissa. My name is Tracy Kapler,
And do you mind spelling it for the record, please?
TracyKappler.
Thank you. You doing okay today?
I'm doing good.
Good. Where are you from originally?
Well, I live here in the Dallas area.
Okay, how long have you lived here in the Dallas area?
Since I'd say the early 90s. I had a short stint in Phoenix, Arizona, but I'm back in Dallas now.
I want to take you back to November of 2020. Do you remember what you were doing for work back then?
Yes, I was selling dealership software.
Okay, and did that require you to do some traveling?
Yes, I was considered a road warrior. I was out in dealerships and talking to franchise owners and meeting with them in person.
On the afternoon of November 11th of 2020, what were you doing that day?
I had some sales calls in South Dallas, the Duncanville area, DeSoto, and so I went to 3 car dealerships that morning. So I lived in North Dallas at the time, and so I was on my way down there and decided to get to the dealerships when they first opened.
Do you remember the highway that you were traveling on to get to those dealerships?
I was traveling on 35 for the most part. Yeah, going south and then coming back up northbound.
And what did you observe that day?
The traffic was at a regular pace of about 65, 70, and it started slowing down considerably that day.
Did something happen to cause the traffic to slow down?
I wasn't really sure what it was. I thought, maybe an accident. Everybody assumes when the traffic slows down, there's probably an accident or, something in the road that people are having to move over for. Could be rubber from truck tires or whatever.
Once that traffic started slowing down, did something happen or who did you see?
I was in the center lane and the traffic kind of started to slow down more like an abrupt stop. And so as the traffic was slowing down, I could hear a lot of racket. And I didn't know what that was, but as I was looking around, I saw two men on the road right in front of me. And one of them had a very large gun, and another man was running in front of him and chasing him. And so I was just like kind of in shock, something you just don't see every day. It was about lunchtime, about noon. And so that's what I was observing as I was driving.
You said you heard a racket. Can you describe what that racket sounded like?
I could hear like banging, like just a lot of bang noise. And so, and when I saw what was going on, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a man with a gun. And so I realized what that was.
You said there was a man he was chasing a guy in front of him, is that right?
Yes.
When that started happening, what was going through your mind?
I was in shock first of all, it was like realizing this is really happening. Like I'm in traffic and there's an ambush on the freeway is the way I would describe it. And so, yeah, it's startling.
When you see these men running towards you, were they on your side, which is on the driver's side, or were they even coming down on the passenger side?
No, they were on the driver's side, on my side.
And how close did they get to you?
As these two men were running, the bullets and the gun shooting became louder and louder. And so I had, things that are going through my mind. Do I sit up and watch the whole thing? Do I put my phone on video or, try to call 911 right away? And then my third thought was to, I need to hide and pray. And so.
So what did you do?
Well, I observed, the two men, and I kind of made a mental note of what I saw. And, the third thing that I did was I put my car in park and I got down in the bottom of the floorboard and I prayed because the gunshot became so loud and I could feel like the bullets were coming around me, all around me.
When you decided to duck, how close were those two men in front of you?
So there was a car in front of me, and roughly there was like a truck in front of that car. And so right around where the truck was, kind of at the back of the truck, is about when I decided to duck, because I was like, I didn't want to get hit. And so I was afraid. I didn't think it was wise for me to stay seated anymore upward, I was like, these bullets could possibly come through my window and hit me. So.
Before you ducked and you saw those bullets flying, was that just coming from one gun, or were there the guy that was running, did he also have a firearm?
The man that was being chased did not have a firearm. I could see it looked like he was carrying a black phone in his hand. So he didn't have any gun that I saw. It looked like a square object.
At any point, the man that was being chased, did he ever turn around towards or extend an arm towards the person that was chasing him? If you saw it.
I didn't see an arm being turned around. I didn't. All I saw was the gunman, and then a gentleman in a purple jumpsuit, in front of him. So I was like, I made a note of what I saw, what they were wearing and kind of what they looked like. So that's what I made a note of, but I didn't see any person in the front with any type of gun whatsoever. I looked like he was carrying a cell phone.
Oh, so once you ducked, what happened next?
I could still hear a few more bullets, but then it was like, I don't know, time just seemed to like stop for just a minute, but I kind of popped back up when I didn't hear any more sound. And so I wanted to look around. I was thinking, well, if somebody was being shot, somebody's probably either, right about, where my car was, is where, the man fell, the man in the purple jumpsuit. And then I wanted to look up to see where the gunman was. I didn't know if he was going to be pulling the trigger on me or, somebody else, because we were witnesses. So I was looking around, on freeways. I didn't know if he came from a vehicle or, I don't know where he came from or where he ran to. So, he was already gone.
Roughly how many shots or how many bullets could you hear coming from that gun?
I don't know. I actually heard that they recovered about 44 shots. I don't know, but I heard, I don't know. Yes.
When the parties say objection, you need to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I'll give my ruling.
Okay.
and then you can-
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right.
As the jury disregard
disregard what?
her statement, that she's objected to the hearsay, she needs to still talk.
Okay, the jury will disregard what the witness said about what she heard.
Ms. Hagler, if you can only just answer off of your own personal knowledge.
Okay. Okay, so you asked me about how many bullets I heard or what
How many
shots?
did you hear? Was it one? Was it a couple? Was it many?
I heard many. I didn't count the number of shots. This particular, I think, gun was, I don't know what guns are, but the guns, yes.
As I said, when the attorney stand up to make an objection, you need to pause.
Okay, sorry.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustain.
So you said that there were many.
There were many shots, yes. Yes.
What happened when you popped up again once the shots stopped coming?
The man in the purple jumpsuit was moving. He was moving from side to side. He was behind a car wheel, like in the back, like he had fallen over. And so he was moving. And then the man in front of me in the car,
got out and he was like in blue scrubs. So he must have put his car in park or whatever.
What
And
objection to there, to be honest?
sustained.
You said there was a man that was, he was parked in the car in front of you. He was
Yes.
wearing blue scrubs, is that right?
Yes.
What happened when he got out of the car?
He went over to the man on the road and began performing life resuscitation. He was, pumping his chest and doing what he could. He was in blue scrubs.
Did you get out of your car at any point?
I did eventually. I got out because I wanted to make a mental note of what I saw.
Did you call 911?
I tried and I couldn't get through. I tried before I got out of my car, I tried to call 911 and I couldn't get through.
Did you have your phone with you that day?
I did.
Did you do anything with your phone that day?
I took a few quick shots of my surroundings, of what I saw in front of me, not to post them on social media, but to make a mental note. I saw shell cases around my car. I also was looking to see if my car got hit. I didn't feel that my car got hit, but I didn't know because it was really loud. So I was just observing what I saw.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Ms. Kaplan, we've met before, is that right?
Yes.
And these images that you see, and you're looking at State's Exhibit 47 as well as State's Exhibit 48, is that correct?
Yes.
And you recognize these photos?
Yes.
And I'm also handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 49, which is a disc. Do you remember that there were some photos on this disc that you took?
Yes.
And when you took a photo, what kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
Sometimes when you take a photo, it captions live photos, is that
Yes.
right? And what's a live photo?
A live photo on an iPhone, when it's taken, you could see like repetitive images, almost like a short video.
And those
So,
images,
Yeah. So yeah, when I use it right now, it's like sometimes if somebody has their eyes closed, you could go back a little second or go forward and have a picture with your eyes open. So a lot of times it's set on my phone.
and the disc, it looks like it's videos, but it's not a video. In fact, it's just a live photo. It shows
Right.
movement, is that correct? Okay. Now, at this time, State offers State's Exhibit 47, 48, and 49 that have been previously tendered to the defense for all purposes.
Would you describe 47 and 48 again for the record?
Yes, Your Honor, 47 and 48 are photos
Of the scene? Or from 49?
of the scene, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna object to, State's Exhibit 47, 48, with this evidence rule and prejudicial, more prejudicial and probative.
Let's see, 47, 48. Okay, what's the state's response?
Your Honor, this shows exactly what the witness saw that day. I believe it's relevant to know about the murder and how the victim looked right after being shot.
Your objections of the rule, State's Exhibits 47 and 48 are admitted. Any objections to 49?
No objection, John.
State's Exhibit 49 is admitted.
Commissioner Kovic?
Yes, you
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry.
Okay, Ms. Kaplan, there's a screen to your left in just in case if you can't see. State's Exhibit 49, these are the live photos that you took from your phone, is that correct?
That's correct.
Looking at State's Exhibit 49, this is the live photo that you took, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you described, when you looked up, that the victim was on the freeway but still moving. Is that right?
Yes, he was moving his head.
Well, this image, you said that there was a man with blue scrubs that got out of his car that was directly in front of you. Is that right?
That's correct.
Is this that man that was trying to perform life-saving measures for?
Yes, that was the man that I saw. And the first photo, that was his car.
You said the first photo, ma'am?
Yep. Well, the other photo where the car was next to the man on the road that was his car in front of me.
This photo, or this live photo, this shows when Dallas Fire and Rescue and police officers have started arriving to the scene. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, I chose to get seated back in my car.
This image just will just show what you saw and what you observed that afternoon. Is that right?
That's correct.
State's Exhibit 47 is just that screenshot from that first live video that we saw.
Yes, that's correct.
State's Exhibit 48, again, is a screenshot from that live photo.
Yes, it is.
Did you, at the time that this happened, did you know who the man in the purple jumpsuit was?
I didn't know who he was. I didn't know the person that was chasing him either.
Thank you, Ms. Kaplan. I'll pass it to Ms. Ryan.
Mrs. Kaplan, a couple of quick questions. When you were on the freeway, do you recall where did you enter the freeway to get on 35 heading north?
I can't remember. The last dealership that I visited was Mac Hyatt in DeSoto. So I'm trying to remember what that entrance was. It was maybe close to Wheatland or something. I can't remember.
And approximately, are you familiar with 35 north?
Yes, I am. And that was close to the zoo where that incident occurred.
Okay. And you were close to the zoo, and is that when you first saw, by the time you saw, were the two men out of the car or were they inside the cars?
I saw two men out of the car.
Okay, so you don't know what cars, or you would be speculating to know what cars each man got out of?
I did not know that day, no.
And were you, I suppose when you're taking these pictures, as we look at State's Exhibit 48, your car is behind these pictures, is that correct? Your car's no longer, it's not put in these pictures. Can you see your car in these pictures?
Not that picture.
Okay.
No, there was I think another picture you could see the front of my car.
Okay. And you said when you saw, when this happened, you were behind the Kroger truck, is that fair?
If there was in the picture, it looks like there was the man from the scrubs had his car. There was the guy in the green shirt with the truck, like the F-150. And I think there was another, a big semi in front of it. If that was the Kroger truck you're referring to, I guess so.
Okay.
I don't know what truck that was.
Okay.
I don't remember that day.
Okay, all right. When the two individuals were coming towards you, you said you were going through what your three options were. Should I stop and look? Should I call 911 or should I get down the floorboard? And you decided to get down the floorboard. Is that correct?
I hid because the bullets the noise was getting louder.
And do you recall saying that, it was about 4 or 5 gunshots that you heard that day?
There was a lot more than 4 or 5.
Do you recall telling the police that you heard about 4 or 5 gunshots?
I heard gunshots around me. I didn't count how many gunshots. I don't know.
And you heard gunshots around you, but you were not looking as the gunshots were going because you were on the floorboard, right?
I looked for a while.
Okay.
As I saw what was coming down on the freeway. I saw a little bit before I decided to get in my floorboard.
And is it fair to say the man that had a rifle or the gun had on a mask?
I don't know if it was a mask. To me, when I was seeing it, it looked like a dark hoodie with the hood up, and like the hoodie was zipped up. I didn't know if it was a mask. My recollection when I'm talking about this, to me it looked like a hoodie.
And you've never identified anybody in this case, have you, as the person with the firearm, right?
I haven't identified anybody. No, this is my first time to talk about this, other than the detective who asked me about it.
And you don't know the reason why the shooting occurred.
I do not.
And do you recall talking to the police and you described that the person was wearing a long sleeve cream top? Do you recall that?
I said I saw a man with it was a gray and black top.
Young man, first witness.
You may. And if there are any exhibits that have already been tendered, they need to be over here in the court reporter's desk.
Do you recall talking to the police officer when you were out on the scene?
There was some questions out on the scene.
Okay, did you ever go to the detective's office and talk to anyone?
No, the detectives came to me.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you just to refresh your memory. You can't read from there, but looking at this sheet of paper, does it refresh your memory?
Your Honor, I don't object to improper impeachment. I'm not sure what the witness is looking at to refresh your memory.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you recall giving a statement to the police of what the shooter was wearing?
I said the shooter, I could remember a couple of things. I could remember seeing the shooter had pants on where I could see his underwear. I could see some gray, like from the bottom. And I said, I have a recollection of a darker top. So.
Would it surprise you that you told the officer that the shooter had a long sleeve cream top?
That would surprise me.
And you didn't give a written statement in this case, did you?
I did not give a written statement.
And you don't know if your statement to the police was recorded?
I didn't see any recording device. I didn't agree to any recording device on the side of the road.
And did you know the gentleman that was, that the doctor was performing life resuscitation?
I didn't even know he was a doctor until we were waiting to give our statements.
Did you know the gentleman that had been shot?
I did not know the gentleman who had been shot.
And did you meet with the prosecutor on this case? Prior to testimony, did you meet with the prosecutor on this case?
Are you talking about the DA and
Yes.
investigators? Yes, I had a meeting with the investigators.
How many times have you met?
I met one time with the investigator, and then I had another meeting about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
And did they give you anything to read to refresh your memory?
I didn't have anything to read.
And did y'all, when you dealt with prosecutors, did they ever ask you about what any discrepancies in your testimony as to what you may have told the police, as to what your may have told them when you were talking?
I was not pointed out any discrepancy. I said the man had a light face. But that's all I said.
Yes or no response to your-
Oh.
Did you know where the gentleman that was holding the gun and the person that was shot, did you know where they were coming from? Did you see them get on the freeway at all?
I didn't see him get on the freeway.
Okay.
No, the people were coming from north. They were running southbound because I was going northbound on 35.
And do you know anything about their relationship at that time on November 11th, 2020?
I have no